My 24F partner, 24M, chooses his stalker friend over me, but then wants to reconcile when cut out by his circle for being friends with her. My boyfriend is a dancer. Because of this, he has many female friends, which is fine, because I have plenty of male friends too. So there was never any jealousy on either side throughout the course of our 2-year-long relationship. He has this really close circle of female friends. Some of them are friends, some of them aren't, and just know of each other's existence. I've met all of them. They are wonderful, passionate women, and I get along with almost all of them. One of his friends never took a liking to me, but to be honest, I think she never really tried to get along with me. I was fine with this. Not everyone has to like me. The thing is, I am dating her friend, whether she likes it or not. She might not like me, and that's fine, but trying to insert herself into our relationship is a no-no. What I want to express is that on top of openly voicing her dislike for me, she's also quite stalker-ish. She blows up my boyfriend's phone at weird hours, and if he doesn't pick up, she throws a fit about how I'm changing him and occupying all his free time. Last week, we had our anniversary dinner, and guess who showed up? Yup, this friend of his. He told her we were planning to have a romantic date at this one restaurant, and she decided she missed her friend, so she's just going to join us and pay for herself so we don't have to mind her. For some reason, my boyfriend isn't correcting her behavior. I know he thinks she's acting out of line because we've had this conversation plenty of times, but for some reason, he just can't set and maintain good boundaries with her. After that dinner last week, I was so mad at my boyfriend for not doing anything and just allowing her to ruin our anniversary date that I told him not to contact me for a while so I can cool off. As I mentioned before, I get along with the rest of his circle, but I've grown especially close to one of his female friends over shared interests. Obviously, she learned about our fight and messaged me to find out what happened, so I explained everything that took place, not only during our anniversary dinner, but throughout the course of our relationship. That's when I learned that this friend of his was a problem even before I came into the picture. She would accuse the rest of the girls from my boyfriend's circle of trying to monopolize his attention. She would be possessive over him to the point where she would crash any meeting he had with any of his other friends and stalk him through Snapchat. She explained that they never really interfered because it was not their place to do so, and they thought that maybe there was something going on between my boyfriend and his friend. But now that I'm here, this friendship of his is just inappropriate, and she can't accept that. Apparently, she told the other girls, and they've decided that my boyfriend needs some tough love. He messaged me yesterday, accusing me of trying to mess up his friend circle, berated me for being jealous of his friend, and even went as far as to tell me there is a reason he's choosing her over me. I told him if that's how it is, then we are over. That was yesterday. Today he had a change of heart, and suddenly he wants to repair our relationship. I asked him if his stalker friend is in the picture, and he said yes, that she is, but I have to understand that she's going through a lot. Then he asked me if I could talk to his other female friends again, because they kicked out this stalker from their group chat, and she's crying to him that now she has no other girl to talk to. I don't know what to do. That's 2 years together, and I love this man. But this is a drama that I'm not sure I should be a part of. I also have this weird feeling that the only reason he wants to reconcile is because this odd friend of his got kicked out of the group chat. My thoughts are all over the place. How should I proceed with this? New post. Oops boyfriend posted on r/mental health seeking advice a few days later. Advice needed. Boundaries and BPD. I have a really close friend. She was diagnosed with BPD a few years ago. I'm her best and only friend, and the favorite person, as she says. I cherish her greatly, but I recently realized that her possessiveness over me is slowly driving everyone away. She's a constant presence in my life. Friendships, relationships, and family. But because of her illness, she can be quite intense and jealous. I tried to set some boundaries before, but I think I'm probably approaching it the wrong way, since it always ends with her going into a fit of rage, sadness, or apathy. As her best friend, I feel responsible for her well-being, but the stress from tiptoeing around her is wearing me down mentally. Can someone here offer any guidance on how to navigate boundaries and jealousy with someone diagnosed with BPD? New post. I lost my girlfriend and possibly all my friends because of another friend of mine, and I'm lost. I need advice. My girl has recently broken up with me. Our relationship was stable, but we had a disagreement, fought, broke up, and after I reached out to her to apologize, she blocked me everywhere. On top of that, my friends took her side, so they refused to talk to me, and it was all over another friend of mine. Let's call her May. I even have to post from a throwaway, because, knowing May, she's lurking through all my social media profiles, including Reddit. May and I have been friends for years. She comes from a rather rough background, suffers from mental illness, and has quite an intense personality. I'm her only close friend, her favorite person, so she's also kind of clingy. I have, or rather had, a lot of female friends, and May is jealous of all of them. May and I never tried anything more than friendship. She's not what I look for in a partner, so I guess her possessiveness comes from her mental illness and the fact that I'm her best friend. My female friends have expressed their dislike towards May, but they got accustomed to her constant presence over time. The problem started after I met my girlfriend, or rather ex-girlfriend, whom I will call Laura. Laura is a social butterfly, so she got along with my female friends, and I feel like they actually started to like her more than they like me. The only one who didn't like Laura was May. May got even more jealous. Through the course course of my 2-year-long relationship with Laura, May tried to break us up multiple times. I know that what she was doing was just wrong, but every time I tried to talk to her, she would bring up her illness, the fact that I'm her only true friend. She would cry, tell me that Laura is taking me from her, threaten to hurt herself, etc. After May crashed mine and Laura's anniversary dinner, Laura got fed up, told me to finally set some boundaries, and we went no contact for almost 2 weeks. I didn't contact Laura in this time because I couldn't bring myself to talk to May about her behavior. After 2 weeks, one of my female friends called to chastise me about not treating Laura with respect and letting May ruin not only my friendships, but also the only healthy relationship I've ever had. I learned that my female friends decided that May and I are not worthy of being their friends until we start to act like adults that we are, and removed us both from every shared group and group chat. I got mad at Laura for bringing my female friends into our relationship problems, so I called her. I must admit that I got emotional and was an asshole during our call and said some very rude and untrue things, which I regretted the next day, but she broke up with me anyway. I asked her if she could at least talk to my girlfriends, because making them turn against me was unnecessary, but she wrote to me that my girlfriends have a mind of their own and blocked me. I tried to contact my friends, but I heard they had enough of me and May for months. May was a nuisance to them even before Laura came into the picture. Now I'm torn. I know I can't eat the cake and have the cake, so I need to either choose May or my friends, and maybe then Laura. But it's really hard to give up on May, even when she's toxic, because I know she has problems and I'm the only thing she has. What should I do? Comments from OP's boyfriend. Sounds like the inevitable. You'll find someone new and May will do something again. May sounds like major drama, and I can see why Laura set boundaries and got out when she did. You are enabling it to some extent by not taking action. Yeah, I realize that I enable it, but it's just so hard not to when I know any kind of boundary is going to throw her into a fit, and I feel responsible for her well-being, knowing that she suffers from mental illness. That's why she does it. She's manipulating you. Mental illness is not a reason to let someone harm or walk all over you. I know it's not a reason, but she was clinically diagnosed and she has those fits towards anything, not only me. I don't think she's capable of knowingly manipulating me or anyone else, nor does she mean any harm. It's really hard to explain. So May has been massively out of line for years, and you keep encouraging it. You get told to get your act together about May, or else. You choose or else. You have a massive tantrum on the phone with Laura, and she nopes out of your drama. No one else wants your drama either, and it's somehow Laura's fault you allow May to be abusive and controlling of you? Bro. Time to actually listen to what Laura and your friends have been telling you for years. Find out phase isn't fun, but you've messed around enough. Either be the ride or die. May has been expecting you to be for her, or walk away and apologize to everyone. First place to start. Why did you let May crash your anniversary? To answer your question, I didn't know she would crash it. I just told her that I was planning a dinner at a nice restaurant, and she just showed up. I didn't ask her to leave because she has those fits of rage, sadness due to her mental illness, and I was afraid of making a scene in public. Laura then returns with an update on April 27th, with additional info provided by the group of friends. Update: we broke up for good. I asked him one last time if he really wants to keep the stalker in his life, got a response that he feels responsible, so I wished him well and blocked him. I thought that I would grieve over the end of this relationship. Turns out I didn't even know how stressed out I was by this mess. Blocking my ex felt liberating. Once we broke up, I stopped getting Facebook friend requests, Instagram requests from strange, obviously fake accounts. I can post a story without worrying about the stalker suddenly appearing where I am, out of nowhere, in hopes of meeting with my ex. They can have each other. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I've got myself really good friends, though. After breaking up with my ex, I wrote to his friend who reached out to me. I felt like I owed her an explanation, since I thought breaking up with my ex would mean the end of our friendship. She called me crazy for thinking she would ever leave me alone now that she knows how cool I am. I just came back from grabbing a beer with my ex's former circle of female friends. I was invited by the friend who reached out to me. The girls are great. I was told that I shouldn't blame myself for the fact that they decided to cut my ex and the stalker out of their lives, because they were contemplating it long before I even came into the picture. She was causing significant problems, and none of them wanted to deal with it anymore. And the stories I've heard, crazy! The stalker is so possessive over my ex that she was even jealous of his own mother. After his mom split with her husband, my ex spent more time with her to make her feel better. The stalker then tried to convince him that his mother is in love with him, LOL. My ex complained to one of the girls that the stalker was regularly sending him articles about emotional incest, until his mom got herself a new boyfriend. I'm glad I removed myself from this mess before it was too late. I want to thank everyone for their advice and tough love. I needed it to see that I was putting myself in a very dangerous position. Comments on the update. This is so batshit insane that I totally believe this is real. But the real question now is this: what other stories did you learn? You can't say that they told juicy stuff and not share, lol. I've learned a lot more than I wanted, that's for sure, lol. Let's just say that the story about my ex's mother is just the tip of an iceberg. From what I've gathered, the stalker's fits of jealousy were so severe that she would threaten to commit suicide over the fact that my ex danced with someone else at a wedding. She She also stole his phone and blocked his girlfriend, the one he had before me, and threatened to commit suicide if he unblocked her. Apparently, she was getting better after receiving professional help, but when we started dating, she spun out of control again. This is so strange that he would choose her over everyone else in his life, even his girlfriend, when they are only friends. Do you think he's actually in love with her, OP? I don't think he's in love with her. If he was, then he wouldn't enable her behavior, for her own good at least. I must say that another user might have been right. He likes the feeling of being someone's savior while also enjoying the attention he receives.